We hope everyone enjoyed Valentine's Day with the ones you love. We know most people usually celebrate with an extra special sweet treat, right? And I have to tell you, one of my favorites is a classic Girl Scout Thin Mint. I put the whole box into the freezer, and when my sweet tooth is calling, I go grab one, and it is such a perfect little treat. And the best news of the day today is that it is cookie season right now, so I can stock up on all these boxes, and so can you. Now, this program is, of course, meant to teach girls about business and people skills, but it's also about setting goals. Did you know the money they raise each cookie season is used for the fun and adventure-filled activities that they do all year long?
From WMUR News 9, this is Heart of New Hampshire.
And joining us today, we are very lucky to have some local cookie experts in the building with us. Girl Scouts Isabella and Sophia Severance, Girl Scout Ambassador Veronica Galderi, and her mom, Kate. Thank you all so much for being with us this morning. Thank you most of all for the beautiful spread of Girl Scout cookies. Isabella and Sophia, I want to talk with you guys first. You guys were the, let me get this right, top cookie sellers in the state last year. Your troop alone sold more than 12,000 packages of cookies. How did you do it?
Well, we started off by making a goal in with our troop, and then we set up cookie booths around locally and at Walmarts around the state. We also were being really friendly with our customers, telling them what if they had an allergy, answering questions, what they should get.
Yeah. And so, Isabella, talk to us a little bit about kind of those strategies. You talked about talking with your customers, which is, you're selling the cookies. So how do you do that?
So we make sure to be extremely friendly to our customers, and we want to make sure that they're really interested in the cookies. So if they ask us hey, what's in this cookie, we'll explain to them very kindly what's in it, and if they have an allergy, we'll explain what's a similar cookie they can get that tastes familiar or similar.
I have to mention that there is a brand new Girl Scout cookie this year. Can you guys explain it?
So this is the Explore More, and it's like a Rocky Road flavor. It's Rocky Road flavored. It's inspired by the ice cream.
Oh, that's delicious.
It's filled with marshmallows and chocolate, and it has some toasted almonds.
Yeah, no, we're just lucky. We get the preview of the brand new cookie. Veronica, talk to us about how long you've been involved in Girl Scouts.
So I've been a Girl Scout since kindergarten. This is my 13th year as a Girl Scout. I've been involved since literally the earliest you could be a Girl Scout, and I've been selling cookies for that entire time.
What has it meant to you to be a Girl Scout? When someone says, what's your favorite thing about it? Talk to us about that.
I think for me, the thing that I've really liked with Girl Scouts is that it's given me opportunities to build my leadership skills with a group of people who I wouldn't have really gotten to meet without Girl Scouts. My troop, a lot of troops are based out of schools. That was never the case with mine. We were kind of an overflow troop, and so a lot of the friends I've made through Girl Scouts are people who I wouldn't have had the chance to meet otherwise, who I've grown really close with. And we've all kind of grown a lot as we've grown up, and that's been really special, and I don't think a lot of people can say that necessarily.
Yeah, no kidding. And speaking of growing up, they say it goes by in a flash, Kate, right? Talk to us about watching Veronica grow and how Girl Scouts has had an impact on her development.
Well, it's so funny because when you get them and they're little kindergarten daisies, so I'm her leader as well as her mother. When they're little daisies, what you're doing is you're teaching them things, but also it's sort of like herding ducks. Everybody's really excited, and it's little kids. And then as you're going through, the thing about Girl Scouts is what we're doing overall, no matter what a troop decides to actually do, what we're doing overall is teaching girls how to step up and be leaders themselves and do things themselves. So, it starts out with, me at cookie booths asking with Veronica if people want to buy cookies because the girls have to ask, but she was scared to do it by herself. And then now she helps other people learn how to do that. You know, she steps up and does leadership roles. She can set up a campsite by herself. So, you know, it's just wonderful to see everyone sort of blossom that way, and all the different girls in my troop. It's fun to see them develop into their own different people.
I'm sure it's so rewarding for you. Veronica, you are a Girl Scout ambassador. What does that mean?
So that means that I'm at the oldest level of Girl Scouting. Ambassadors encompasses girls in 11th and 12th grade, and I'm a 12th grader, so makes me an ambassador.
When you see the young Girl Scouts, now how young are the kids you work with?
Well, I've worked with kids as young as daisies. I've worked with a lot of juniors, which is 4th and 5th graders, and I really like working with that age group. But I've done as young as daisies with the like 6 and 7-year-olds.
Being a leader and standing up for yourself and others around you, I'm sure, is a big part of all of this.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you, Sophia, to tell us a little bit about the cookie program and cookie season. A lot of people don't realize that selling cookies actually funds all of the activities that you do all year long. Can you tell us about some of those activities?
So with our troop, we have done many things. We've done horseback riding, mosaics. We did like aerial, like on like the ropes that dancers use. We also use our like Girl Scout funds to do our bronze awards. And my sister made a gaga ball pit at her middle school and a accessible table. We've done many things with our younger kids, and like I'm the oldest, so we've done many things with us and with our younger kids too.
Fantastic. And Isabella, tell us about some of the projects you're most proud of.
I'm really proud of the Gaga pit that I made because that one took quite a while to make. But in the end, once I left the school that we built it at, a lot of kids started using it that came up to the school I was currently at. And the school that we built it at was for 4th and 6th graders. And when they were using it, you could tell that they really liked it. So I'm really proud of that.
You should be. You should be proud of all the work you do. Very quickly, down the line, my favorite is Thin Mints. Go.
My favorite's Adventureful.
Tag-alongs.
Adventurefuls.
Do-si-dos.
Oh, I have to try all of them. Thank you all so much for being with us this morning. And listen up, cookie season ends March 15th, so get those orders in. For more information or to find where to buy cookies near you, just log on to girlscoutcookies.org.